Listen, there's no easy way to say this, but I've got some bad news. Date night's gonna have to wait. Again. I know. Just hear me out. So, you remember Larry, right? My co-worker? Yeah, I invited him round our house the other day. He's a good man. He's a good friend. Well, he's been telling me, and a lot of us recently, how the boss has really been grinding his gears, so to speak. And, there's no easy way to sugarcoat it. He's been pissing him off real bad. Well, the boss got into quite an argument with Larry. Quite a, public one as well. And, well, the way Larry decided to resolve this matter after the past few months of abuse he's received from the boss was, quite simply, with a right hook. He did punch the boss. God, I tell you, that guy went down like a sack of wet cement. Believe me, that twat had it coming. I just wished it was me who was punching him. But naturally, Larry has now lost his job. Yeah, I know, I was getting to that. This becomes my problem because, well, I was quite close to both the boss and Larry when Larry hit him. And I'll admit this, I may have laughed. A little too hard, a little too loud. So the boss could quite clearly hear me laughing, and some might say that I pointed at the boss after he got hit and said something about him being weak, but that part didn't happen. Okay, that's just an embellishment you might hear. Still, well, after the boss recovered and had his very dramatic moment, he cried pretty aggressively after Larry walked off. He also drafted a memoir about the incident, got all of our quotes, and called his lawyers. But anyway, after all that, he decided to call me into his office, and lo and behold, I'm now covering Larry's workload until they find a replacement. Which means I've got to stay late tonight. It shouldn't be that way for forever, but for now, I've got to stay late. I will admit, it was my fault for laughing when the boss got hit. But you don't understand. It was really funny. I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I didn't plan for this to happen, okay? It just kind of unfolded in front of me like some tragic workplace sitcom, you know? It wasn't that tragic, to be honest. The boss got what he deserved, but it just sort of happened. And yeah, I'm aware this is the third time I've kept you waiting for date night. Or, more appropriately, I've stood you up. But I swear, I didn't do this on purpose, okay? Yes, I laughed, but obviously I didn't know that Larry was going to hit him. And it all just sort of happened, and look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but I'm going to be really late tonight, okay? I know it probably sounds like it's the same excuse every time. And you're completely justified in being disappointed. I'm not disputing that. You're allowed to feel disappointed in me because I have been a disappointment. I get it. I hate it too. I was really looking forward to tonight. I needed it. I really did. I needed you. And you needed me. But I wasn't there. and I'm sorry. I know you don't want to hear me say sorry. Look, I just want you to know I'm not choosing work over us, okay? I'm trying to avoid the next person who gets metaphorically, or, well, in this case, literally punched in this place. So, just let me finish up tonight, and when I get home, I'm all yours, I promise. We'll do date night properly. No interruptions, no excuses, just us. But I've said that so many times, haven't I? And it's not lost on me that I'm becoming increasingly more absent in your life. Which isn't how relationships should be. It shouldn't be maybes and apologies, it should be yeses and good times, you know? Comfortable yeses, like it used to be. When we moved in together, I know I told you I wouldn't work as hard and I'd always put us forward. But things just got messy. Things have been messy. And they keep getting messier. And I'm scared of losing you. I really am. I know. We really should have this conversation face to face, not through phone. So, I'm gonna put the phone down now. God, I can hear in your voice how disappointed you are with me. I'm so sorry. Don't think for a second that I don't want to be there with you, okay? Just know that I'm an idiot, alright? And I've got a stupid job. That's all this is. But I love you more than anything. I'm gonna go now, okay? I love you so much. Well, dinner will probably be cold when I get back, so if you just want to leave it in the oven for me or something like that, I'll have it when I get in. No, babe, I'm sorry, okay? I'm really freaking sorry. I'm just such a mess. I love you. We'll talk when I get back home, okay? Yeah, of course. I love you.
The hell's this crap? Alexa, turn that off. Alexa, turn that off. God, useless thing. Dinner's in the oven. Better turn that off. There we go. At least the apartment won't burn down. Unlike my relationship is currently doing. Speaking of which, where are they? They've got to be in the bedroom. Hey, gorgeous. You don't mind if I come in, do you? Yeah, no, I guess this room is both of ours. Yeah. I brought you flowers. Yeah, I'll just put them over here. You don't mind if I sit next to you, do you? Thank you. So you're already in bed? As expected. I really did not expect it to run over that long. I know, I'll give you a full formal apology for that in a minute. But first, I do have to ask, what on earth were you listening to when I walked in? Okay, well, you should be listening to something good, like, Nickelback. I'm sorry, I'm not that lame. That is, no. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what, they ain't that bad, really. I quite like them. No, sorry, off topic. Why was that playing, by the way? Did you just sort of, like, walk to bed without turning Alexa off? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense. Thank you for leaving my dinner in the oven, by the way. I really appreciate that. It smells great, and it looked great. I really wish I could have eaten it with you. Yeah, I know. Hey, you know that little transaction we just had about the music? That's how we first met, wasn't it? Do you remember that? Yeah, we were young back then, weren't we? We was at that venue, wasn't we? And we were both being extremely obnoxious and listening to our music out loud. And, wait, what was I listening to again? It was it wasn't Green Day, was it? It was no, it was something like metal-y, wasn't it? I think it was Korn. It was either like Korn or Rammstein. And, you were listening to... Wait, what was you listening to? It was something boring, wasn't it? Okay, I'm sorry. But, I remember you coming up to me, and it was definitely Korn, actually, I remember now. And you said, how can I understand anything they're saying? And I quite abruptly and almost aggressively said, it's not about the lyrics, it's about the emotion. And I think we had like a pretty heated discussion, and we didn't even know each other. And somehow after that, I asked you out. But that's not even the weird part of this whole story. The weird part is the fact that you agreed. And we've been arguing ever since. I'm sorry. I know it's not the time for jokes, really. Look, I'm really, really sorry about how absent I've been towards you. You already know everything that's going on. Everything that's gone on and why it's happened. I just wish you knew how I actually felt. Oh, babe, don't say that. It might look like I don't care, but I do. I really care about you. You're everything to me. God, I adore you. I want to get married to you. And all those times we've talked about starting a family, that meant everything to me. And that thought is what pushes me to keep going to work every day. It's what pushes me to want to be more. Because I love you so much. Please don't think that I don't. I know today I fucked up, and I know I shouldn't have laughed at the boss getting punched, and I know it was entirely my fault that he dropped all of Larry's workload on me, but I'm not perfect. And I think this is the first time I've not bombarded you with apologies, but I'm gonna be real with you for once. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And I keep screwing up, and I'm gonna keep screwing up because that's me. Because I'm not a perfect human. I laugh when stupid people who I hate get punched. I have a little too much to drink at the bar and come home late. I make double plans with people and fuck up. I don't think... But that's me. That doesn't mean that I don't love you any less. That doesn't mean that I don't think about you every second of every day. That doesn't mean that as soon as I did get Larry's workload, I didn't immediately leave the office, go to the bathroom, call you to tell you, because you're all I think about. I'm not perfect, but God, I love you. And I am sorry. I'm sorry that I keep making mistakes. But also, I'm gonna keep making them, because that's who I am. However, from now on, I'm not... No, just let me finish. From now on, I'm not just gonna apologise and then pretend like it never happened. What I'm gonna do is make up for the mistakes I make. Because it's all well and good being an idiot and making mistakes, but what makes you a good person is when you find a way to fix those mistakes. And today, on my way home, I decided to park up in a McDonald's, not to have one, but to use their Wi-Fi. And, well, you know that band you were listening to when we first met? I bet you didn't know this, but they're actually playing quite close to us. So, I got us tickets. Yeah, hang on, this isn't going to be another thing that I'm going to miss for whatever reason. I also called up my boss, and I used some of my spare vacation dates on this. So, there's going to be no work, and it's just going to be us. I used my bonus. I know, I said I was going to use that to get that model kit I wanted, but I didn't. I used it for us. Because I know I wanted that model kit, but I want you more. And I want to see you smile more. And I want to make up for all these times we've planned out a date night and I've fucked up. So, will you go with me? And will you accept my apology? I love you. No, you weren't in the wrong, Kia. You weren't in the wrong. And you're not just saying that because I got you a gift, right? I'm sorry. That's gonna be fun for the both of us. I know I always pick on you for liking that band, but that band means more to me than a lot of the bands I listen to currently, because that band reminds me of one of the happiest days of my entire life, which was when I met you. So, I'll be having just as much fun up there as you. I love you so much. No, God, you've got to stop saying that. You didn't overreact. You were disappointed. You'd spent all day preparing that beautiful dinner, which I'm gonna go and have in a bit, by the way. And you really thought this was gonna be a moment where we'd, I guess, and this is for lack of better words, but reconnect. Where all that distance between us that was created by my own stupidity and work. Okay, yeah, mostly work, but that distance, either way, existed. And you thought that this date night would help ease that. But it didn't. And yet again, I was the one that couldn't turn up. So... I'm sorry again. And you were perfectly within your right to feel the way you did and react the way you did. So I don't want to hear any apologies from you, just as you don't want to hear any apologies from me. I love you so much. Listen. I don't want to... Because we've just gotten to a good place, I think. But I don't want to make you feel bad again or anything, but I have to ask. When I came in here, your eyes, they were quite puffy and bloodshot. No, dummy, I'm not picking on you. I need to ask, were you crying before I came in here? Oh, baby. Oh, shit, come here. Why were you crying? I know, but you know I love you, dummy. God, you're so sensitive. I'm sorry. Sorry. I love you. You know, I'd never leave you. God, I can't believe you thought we were breaking up. I would move heaven and earth to make sure that never happens. And the fact that you were crying over the prospect of us breaking up, not us actually breaking up, shows that you feel exactly the same way, that you don't want us to fail. Neither do I. And I hope me coming in here and just telling you like it is and apologising, but also taking accountability for how I am and acknowledging the fact that I'm not perfect, I'm hoping that makes you realise that this wasn't as intense as it looked. This wasn't us breaking up, this was us beginning the process of repairing. Because, you know as well as I do, there is some work to be done. We do need to reconnect, you know? Reconnect and not re-find our love, or not re-find our passion, but re-find the times that we had together, you know? And I'm hoping this little band, you know, this little gig we're going to will help that. And I hope it'll spur more. I am going to be back slightly later because of what Larry did and how I reacted to what Larry did, but it shouldn't be ridiculously late, not like today. Today I was, 3 hours late? But tomorrow I'll probably be like half an hour late, if that. No, that's not me just trying to console you or anything like that. I'm not feeding you crap. My friends, you know, George and Tom? Yeah, the other guys I work with. Well, they saw what the boss did, and even though they were already gone at the time because they had appointments, tomorrow they've agreed that they were going to take some of Larry's work, so we're going to share the burden, all three of us. So it should be much more easier. I know, but they're reliable people. They're good, honest people. They're not like me. You know, I never said I weren't honest. I mean, I kind of did, but, you know, they're not like... They're not accident prone like I am. You know, they don't double book and they aren't just full of hot air. They're solid, and they've already taken a few of the extra rounds I have to do. So, yeah. Once it's all organised tomorrow, things will be basically back to normal until they hire a new person and the boss abuses them to high hell by calling them names and forcing them to do all manner of shit that wasn't in the contract, and then they eventually punch the boss and this whole thing happens again. But when it does happen again, I won't laugh, okay? I'll just turn around, walk out, and then laugh. God, I do digress, though. I hate the fact that I walked into you crying. And I'm sorry I didn't initially acknowledge it. I just had so much to say, you know. But in future, whenever you feel overwhelmed, whenever you worry about us, because relationships are not perfect and it will happen again, but when it does, you remember tonight, okay? You remember how much I love you, and you remember that no matter what happens, I'm always going to be there for you. And I'm always going to love you just the same way you love me. Yeah, who knows, maybe it'll be you next time. But I highly doubt that. You are so much more put together than I am. So much more organised. But yeah, before it brings you to tears, just stop. Breathe and think. I am not going anywhere. I'm going to fight for this relationship tooth and nail. And I'm going to make it work. I'm a mess. I make mistakes. And I'm a damn fool, but my God, I love you so, so much. And I promise you, we're going to work out. Alright? So don't think we're breaking up again. Don't have such a stupid idea. I certainly did call you stupid because it is a stupid idea. Hey! God, you're everything to me. It just made my blood run cold for a second there, thinking what life would be like without you. I really do mean it when I say I think about you all the time. You're my inspiration. That means so much to me to hear. And you make me feel that way, you know. You really do make me feel as if I'm your inspiration as well. God, I love you so much. So, after that absolute catastrophe, do you feel better now? And do you understand how much I adore you? Good. Good. Hey, look at me. I think it's time you went to bed, isn't it? You don't want to mess that sleep schedule up of yours, you've only just got it better. And I've been so proud of you for that. I really have. So, lie back down. Yeah, I'll lie with you. My dinner can wait. It can wait a few minutes. I'm just gonna hold you for a bit. Yeah, come here. Come here. Like that. I got you. I'm just gonna hold you, and I'm gonna keep you safe. And when you start to get sleepy, I'm gonna sneak off and I'm gonna have that delicious dinner. And just so you know, I did turn the oven off. It should have stayed warm. I mean, it always does, doesn't it? That's a great oven. But I made sure to turn it off so I don't set the apartment on fire again. Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry. That was a pretty big mistake on my part. But, I mean, we'd only just moved in at the time and I didn't understand how it worked. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the oven, I'm talking about fire in general. I didn't understand how it worked. Shh. You can pick on me tomorrow. You totally were. Don't worry, I'll give as good as I get. But lie back down, alright? Relax and just breathe. I'm gonna sneak off, have a shower, have my dinner once you've gone to sleep. I'll be quiet, unless I fall over. And you just relax. And I'll come join you back in bed. And we'll have a wonderful sleep together. Just me and you. As it should always be. It should always be just me and you. Yeah. Close those eyes. I'm gonna sound like such a weirdo, but you are such a cute sleeper. I remember the first time we spent the night together. You were asleep on my chest, and I felt like the luckiest person in the world. I knew then that the only thing I want is you. You make me so happy. Sleep for me. Relax for me. And drift off, knowing that I am your partner, that I am your love, and that I will always be here. Sometimes late, sometimes drunk, but I'll always be here. And I'll always love you like you deserve, to no end. You're my everything. Sleep well, my love.